Welcome back to Yo Bike Eat. You know that feeling when a motorcycle makes you stop mid-scroll or mid-walk just to take a second look? That's the Jawa 42 Bobber. For 2025, Jawa has refined this already bold machine into something that feels more finished, more deliberate, without losing that signature old-school character. Today on Bike Beat, we're putting the spotlight on this stripped-down stunner to see if it rides as good as it looks. At first glance, the Jawa 42 Bobber looks like it belongs in a classic bike museum, but then it winks at you with a full LED headlamp, a digital side-mounted console, and premium finishes you'd expect on something far more expensive. That's the beauty of the Bobber category. It's raw, minimalist, nostalgic, and the 42 does it with a modern edge. Now, let's talk about what's powering this beast. The 2025 Jawa 42 Bobber runs on a 334 cubic centimeters single-cylinder liquid-cooled DOHC engine, paired with electronic fuel injection. You get around 29.9 PS of power and a meaty 32.7 Newton-meters of torque. It's not just about numbers though, it's how this engine delivers its power that makes it enjoyable. There's a satisfying grunt in the lower revs, enough mid-range to overtake comfortably on highways, and a smooth top end that doesn't scream but whispers confidence. The 6-speed gearbox is now tuned even better than before, and the assist and slipper clutch really helps when you're downshifting aggressively or crawling through traffic. It's forgiving yet direct, perfect for newer riders, but still engaging enough for seasoned ones. This isn't a bike that begs to be redlined, it encourages a more relaxed, purposeful pace. The ride itself is surprisingly plush for a bobber. The telescopic front forks soak up most imperfections, while the rear monoshock, adjustable in 7 steps, adds real-world usability to what is often a style-first category. Whether you're riding through pothole-ridden city roads or gliding down a smoother stretch of tarmac, it manages to stay composed. It's not a corner carver, of course, but it handles predictable lean-ins well, and the bike never feels heavy or unstable thanks to its low center of gravity. Now let's talk about comfort. The solo seat is floating and adjustable, which is not only cool but functional. It's set low, around 740 mm, making it accessible for shorter riders. The seat padding is surprisingly plush, and the wide handlebars give you a cruiser-like posture without feeling overly stretched. This is a bike built for solo rides, for that lone wolf vibe, and it nails it. Of course, there's no pillion seat, but then again, the Bobber doesn't pretend to be practical. It's a statement. Weight-wise, the Jawa 42 Bobber sits between 172 to 185 kilograms depending on the variant you choose. That's manageable for most riders, and with the low-slung design, it never feels top-heavy. Moving it around in a parking lot or pulling it off the stand is a breeze visually. The 2025 version gets subtle but important tweaks. The Black Mirror variant, for instance, is absolutely stunning. You get diamond-cut alloy wheels, a chrome headlamp dome, blacked-out engine and mechanicals, and a paint job that looks far more premium than the price tag suggests. Even the regular variants, available in Moonstone White, Mystic Copper, Jasper Red, offer that blend of old-school paint with modern finishes. And that LED lighting all around? Sharp, functional, and fits in without breaking the retro mood. The instrument cluster is mounted to the side, and while it might seem odd at first glance, it actually fits the Bobber vibe. It gives you all the essentials: speed, gear position, trip meter, fuel readout, time, and keeps the front clean and minimalist. Jawa also throws in a USB charging port and engine cutoff sensor when the side stand is down, practical little touches that make day-to-day use easier. Braking is handled by a 280 mm front disc and a 240 mm rear, and crucially, dual-channel ABS is standard across all variants. On the road, this translates to solid, confident braking even in emergency situations or sketchy road conditions. Whether you're cruising through wet monsoon streets or navigating dry gravel patches, you're covered. Fuel economy? Well, Jawa claims around 30 to 35 kilometers per liter. Realistically, you'll see about 28 to 32 in mixed riding conditions, which, given the 14-liter tank, means you can get over 400 kilometers on a full tank. That makes it not just a Sunday toy but a potential light tourer for solo escapades. And now, let's talk about price. The 2025 Jawa 42 Bobber starts at around 2.09 Indian rupees lakh ex-showroom in India, with the top-end Black Mirror variant going up to 2.29 Indian rupees lakh. On-road, depending on your state, insurance, and accessories, you're looking at 2.3 Indian rupees to 2.5 Indian rupees lakh. Considering the premium materials, the engine refinement, the style statement, it's actually pretty good value. In terms of competition, this segment is heating up. The Royal Enfield Classic 350 is still the king of retro appeal, but it offers only 20 horsepower and doesn't quite match the Jawa in terms of power-to-weight ratio. The Honda H'ness CB350 is smoother, yes, but lacks the raw, mechanical vibe that the Jawa brings to the table. If you want a proper bobber experience at this price, there are few true alternatives. But let's be honest, it's not just about power or price. It's about the way the bike makes you feel. The Jawa 42 bobber is about character. It's about rolling through town, engine thumping, turning heads, and reminding yourself why you love motorcycles in the first place. It's not a commuter. It's not for families. It's not a delivery machine. It's for people who ride for the feeling of freedom, for aesthetics, for connection. And in that regard, it succeeds completely. So, who is this bike for? If you're someone who wants to stand out, if you value design as much as function, if you ride solo and appreciate a bike that speaks through its presence, this is a strong contender. If you're new to bikes and want something that's easy to manage but still feels premium, it could be a perfect fit. And if you're an old-school fan looking to switch things up without jumping to giant cruisers or cafe racers, this is worth every test ride. All in all, the 2025 Jawa 42 bobber is a compelling mix of style, substance, and performance. It honors its roots while embracing the future. It's not perfect, but it doesn't try to be, it tries to be different, and that's where it wins. Thanks for riding with us today on Bike Beat. Let us know in the comments what you think about the new Jawa 42 bobber. Would you pick this over a classic 350? Or is there another modern retro bike that's caught your eye? As always, ride safe, ride smart, and we'll catch you on the next one.